Hi everybody, my name is Leonardo Távora. I am doctor of sports. I prefer when you say doctor of the physical activities. Even better if you call me movements doctor. And why is it so? Just because my mission in this world is to put you to do any kind of physical exercises, any type of movement. But mostly, I try to convince the school's managers to put the kid to exercise every single day instead of just one day a week. Doing that, the kids will grow up more intelligent and happier. First of all, I wanna ask you just a single question, but you can give me different answers to this same question, okay? What do you all think is the worst thing we have nowadays? What is the toughest event we have in our society today? Answer now. Yes, wars, politicians, jealousy, social media, okay, wars. They are real terrible, and I studied too much. But it's not a thing for today. It's to another talk. Politicians, they are horrible the same way, but it's a theme to another speaker. Jealousy, I'm not an expert at relationship. Social media, I cannot agree with this. It can be hell or heaven. It depends on the way you use it. You can even save lives through your social media. But I've heard from you too, depression, and bad food. Bad food, this can be as a consequence obesity. So, depression and obesity, these two great problems will be my issue today. Because when I talk about movement, when I say that movement can be a solution to humanity, I must think of these two great problems. Because movement can save any person with depression or obesity. Let's get started. Before I even talk about depression, I must explain the newest concept of intelligence. Because intelligence is no longer the simple contrary of ignorance. You cannot measure how intelligent is a person through IQ testing or say that intelligence comes from birth or genetics. No way. Carol Dweck, one of the greatest psychologists of this world, said at her talk, The Power of the It, that humanity is divided into two groups of people. People with fixed mindset and that ones with growth mindset. And what is mindset? Mindset is the same of mentality. Is the way you look at this world, you feel, you touch, you hear, you smell, the way you see this world around you. People with fixed mindset believe that their intelligence comes from birth or genetics, and there is nothing to do to improve their situation. They don't believe that making effort is the way to achieve anything in this world. No way. They think that making efforts is a shame, because efforts for them is something to weak people. That's why they love to be surrounded by people with less knowledge than they have, because they want to feel superior. The slogan to fixed mindset people is, I already know enough. On the other hand, people with growth mindset understand the power of the yet. They have no fear. They are not afraid of making mistakes. They have no fear of doing failures. They understand that failures are not the end of the way. Failures are just a simple obstacle on the way. And this simple obstacle can even give them more energy to achieve everything they want to achieve in their lives. People with growth mindset are the intelligent ones. They understand the phrase of Max Planck when he says, when you change the way you look at things, things that you look at change. So there's a better concept to people with growth mindset. They are the intelligent ones, but they are resilient people. What is resilience? Resilience is the capacity of the spring oil. Resilient people never quit, never give up. They can be pushed and pulled, but they never give up. So, the best concept to intelligence is not anymore people that have better degrees in IQ tests or things like that. No way. Intelligent people are the resilient ones, the people that never give up. So you can understand everything in your life when you never give up. What is the best slogan to people with growth mindset? The best slogan is, anyone can achieve anything in this world when they want, through learning new skills. This is the best concept to people with growth mindset, the intelligent ones, the resilient ones. What is the importance of the intelligence? Why am I talking about intelligence before I talk about depression? Just because intelligence is not the contrary of ignorance, but the contrary of depression. Depression is the contrary of intelligence. Ignorant people can understand when they have the chance. Ignorant people are like the tabula rasa from the philosophy. They can be fulfilled with knowledge when they have the chance, if they want. The problem with depressed people is because they don't want to understand anything. They have their heads inside a box. They have the capacity. They are capable to understand as anyone is, but they even don't want to understand anything. This is the great problem. Depressed people don't want to understand anything in their lives. They have the head inside a box. So the contrary of intelligence is depression. This is my theme today, depression and obesity. When I say that intelligence is not something that comes from birth or genetics, and you cannot measure how intelligent is a person through IQ testing or things like that, I'm saying that intelligence can be acquired. You can be more intelligent through learning new skills. When I say that depression is the contrary of intelligence, the same way I must say that the same way you can acquire intelligence, you can acquire depression. Depression is not something your parents gave you. The pharma industry wants you to think this way, that you have depression because your parents gave you from birth or genetics, and there's nothing to do, just taking their medicines. And we have never taken so many drugs like we take today. And we have never been so depressed like we are today. The same way occurs with the alimentary industry. They have even created a pyramid, a alimentary pyramid, and they put there that you must eat 70% of your food through sugar. You must eat 70% of carbohydrates, just 10% of fat, because fat is terrible. It's what they say, because fat is cheap. And fat gives them no money. You must eat the carbohydrates that they sell, the sugar that they sell. When I think in pharma industry and alimentary industry, I remember the phrase. I love this phrase. The truth is, somebody is lying to you. Depression is not something you can acquire from day to night. No way. It's a process, and it has 3 stages. First one, stress. You can have stress when you see a lion on the forest, or a snake, or even your brave wife. All these things will activate your amygdala. Amygdala is a little trigger button in your brain that releases noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter, and it increases your heart rate. It opens your bronchi. You can breathe better. It puts you in a position to fight or flight. You can flight or fight. It gives you more force to do it. The second stage is anxiety. You must be anxious to see better, to fight better, or to flight better. It's another defense our body has. And finally, we have the third stage. This is really depression. It's another state of defense. When we have in a state of starvation, there is no food, it's a protection we have. Our brain has less function. But the problem is, when our brain has less function, we don't understand anything. Bruce McEwen, the author of the book The End of the Stress as We Know It, he knew very well when people have troubles in their minds, they will have troubles in their bodies too. For example, on the skin, disturbances on the skin, or pain in the stomach. He would love to know, is there something we can do on our bodies, and this will reflect on our minds? So he died, and he didn't know what could be this thing, but now we know. Science proves that a molecule, a neurotrophin called BDNF, this is the name, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You can acquire this molecule, this protein, when you eat omega-3, or when you sleep well, you have good relationships, sunshine. But the most important thing that gives you BDNF is movement. Move your body, and you will fill your body and your brain with BDNF. And what does BDNF do? I will tell you now. When you swim, when you ride a bicycle, when you run, or just walk, your body produces BDNF, but mostly your brain produces this protein. And what does this protein do in our bodies and in our brains? First of all, when you do any kind of physical activities, your brain releases BDNF, and BDNF produces dopamine and serotonin. Serotonin is antidepressant, and dopamine, it can improve your attention. But what BDNF can do more in your body, but in your brain mostly? It can take from your body the free radicals and the cortisol. The cortisol is the stress hormone. What does the cortisol in your body? It breaks your muscles and gives you two circles, one here and one sometimes even greater here. So BDNF takes out from your body cortisol. But all these things I have said are important. But the most important thing BDNF does in our body, but mostly in our brains, is neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is the capacity of generation of new neurologic cells. Yes, you move your body and you produce in your brain BDNF, and the BDNF can give you more new neurologic cells. You can be too much more intelligent when you move your body. That's why I say that movement is something that can be solution to humanity, and the kids must exercise every single day. Movement can really save humanity. Everybody must read the book by John J. Raitt, Spark. In this book, he talks about a big project in a little city called Naperville in the state of Illinois, in the United States. In that school, all the kids had to exercise every single day. At the start point, 30% of the kids were obese or at least overweight. Over time, just 3% of the kids were overweight. But it's not my issue. The problem or the solution was the kids were more capable to compete in tests, not just in the United States against other students in the United States, but mostly against students in Asia. So they were too much intelligent, too much more intelligent than they were before. Science proves when you move your body, you get BDNF, and you are capable to understand all the things in your life because you get resilience. As I told you before, the intelligent ones are not the men or the women that have good degrees through IQ tests. No way. Intelligence is no longer the contrary of ignorance, but intelligence is resilience. When you never give up, when you understand the phrase that says, tough times pass. Tough people last. Thank you very much.